Pretty good. Pretty good. Some guys sore, maybe limited early in the week, but overall pretty good.
Nothing more on Joe than what.
No. Nope.
I know you guys are happy with the win, but I mean, if you look back to week 1, you guys really haven't played that complementary game where it feels like all 3 sides are clicking. So how do you guys take the win that you have on Sunday and get yourself in a place where you guys can start to feel like on defense, offense, and special teams?
I think we'll get there. I think it was good to see our defense play the way from start to finish. Offensively, had some positive moments but to continue to build off of. I think special teams had some big moments as well. And so, it's hard in this league to have a game where you come out in all 3 phases feeling like, man, we really got them in all 3 phases because we're playing some good teams. But obviously there's more as a team we can give. But, again, pleased with the environment we went into, found a way to win in the fourth quarter, did some positive things there, build off of that going into the division game this week.
The obvious preface that that's a really good defensive line.
Yeah.
What were some of the concerns that you come away from the way your offensive line played in handling everything that they were throwing at you?
Yeah, there's some sacks that aren't on them. There's a quarterback pressure. We had a cadence issue, where Amarius looks like he gets beat. And so there's some things I think that when you really just watch the tape and drill it down to just some procedural things that we can be better at. Because you kind of walk off the field, as somebody associated with the offense, feeling like, man, there was a lot of things we got to improve there, and then you really drill it down, and okay, there's some easily correctable stuff that we got to do a better job managing. That'll allow us to play more efficiently, and so again, very correctable things that I feel confident we can be better at moving forward. That we have been really good at in the past.
So you felt like from a guys in one-on-ones perspective, you didn't feel like that ended up being a big issue.
No, don't get me wrong. There were some one-on-ones we didn't win.
Yeah.
But just overall, when you just look at the big scheme of things, of pressures and sacks and all those kind of things, there's a lot of things that we can easily clean up. But again, there was a couple snaps where they got the better of us, and they got some really good players, and that's going to happen in games like that. And we don't ever want it to happen, but things that we can overcome.
It's a chicken and the egg question, but does the defense start playing, at a higher level and then have some more confidence and energy, or do they have some more confidence and energy and then they start playing better? What have you seen from them?
I think they've always had that confidence. They've known the truth of what we're capable of, and so again, that's the reality we've seen from our guys throughout the week going into a game. This did not catch us by surprise to see our defense play like that, give up 7 points and do a good job with 2 big fourth down stops and create a turnover in the red zone. So no surprise to us. We got to continue to build off of that. And again, that's why we always sit up here and say it's a long season. You're always going to face that stretch of adversity. We hit a pretty big stretch early on in the season, and now we worked through it, and now we got to be the best version of ourselves going forward.
Did Jordan Battles play yesterday earn him more playing time in the future?
He did a good job. We'll continue to work him in as we see fit, but it's good to see anybody get an opportunity to get their snaps and get in there and help us win. And I think we're going to be counting on everybody at different points in this season. So there's a lot of guys I think that are getting a little bit of a taste of it, and you got to continue to build off of that.
Along those lines, Lou and this defensive staff play a lot of different guys in different roles.
Yeah.
How much can that be a strength where you just find a role for a guy on a snap here, a snap there, multiple snaps on the defensive front where you're rotating?
Well, it keeps them involved throughout the whole game because they know at any moment, even if they're playing 3 to 10 snaps, my moment could be coming on this third down or this first down, and then you get the taste and they get some confidence going, and then due to injury or opportunity, they get a bigger role, and it doesn't blindside them. They've been in there in big moments and can play good football for us. So I think it's a benefit as much as you can include anybody and everybody, and defensively they do a good job of that, including as many guys as possible.
You don't often see gunners get game balls.
Yeah.
What went into that decision, and what did you see from Tyson that made that feel like he earned that?
Yeah, just really pleased with Tyson coming off an injury, how he's worked himself back, and just giving himself an opportunity to make plays for this team. And that's a jolt of energy. We come off of 3 tough plays offensively. The first one he gets. We have a great punt there by Ryan, and Tyson's in there to really flip the field and turn it into a 55-yard flip, and that's so critical and brings a lot of life. So you go from a situation where we went 3 and out, the juice level's probably down a bit, to all of a sudden you've re-energized the team, and the defense can go out there and get a stop. And so just proud of Tyson. That's just, Tyson's a fan favorite in the locker room. He's always worked the right way. He's gone through adversity and just put himself in a really good position to help this team win. And just really proud of him, and he was very deserving of it.
The broadcast caught your reaction.
Oh, boy. I don't know where this is going.
I forget what quarter it was, but when Mike Gesicki was lined up on Brian Burns, and it looked like it wasn't the call that you wanted or something, because the camera flipped to you and you just had this shaking your face.
Yeah, I wasn't yelling at our players.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm assuming I know what you're talking about, but that wasn't it.
What makes Tyson a fan favorite?
Just the way he works, his personality. He's got a great personality. Again, he's been on those special teams meetings. He's locked in on defense. Guy's just fighting for roles. He carved out a great role for himself last year. Was playing at an elite level as a special teams player going into that San Francisco game, when he tore his ACL. And so, again, guys respect that when a guy makes a name for himself like that on special teams and takes pride in that role, that's a respected job amongst our coaches, amongst our players. And so, again, for him to get back there to that level is big time. That gives us a lot of confidence in the unit, and he can be a leader in that unit, and just the way he goes about his work. And so, again, I can't say enough positive things about how he approaches the opportunities that he gets.
What are the conversations like with Chase Brown as far as sliding down versus scoring?
That's on me, 100% on me. That's something that I control to the huddle. Very focused on finding the plays to get us that first down there, and didn't do a great job. I didn't do any job communicating that, to be quite frank with you. Something I just addressed with the team. That's an area I've got to do a better job communicating, because we would want to go down there and kneel the ball and end the game. They had one timeout left, and you don't want to leave it to chance. There's been examples around the league over 10 years where that's backfired on you. So. You like to win 17-7, you feel better, but I'll take a 10-7 win, where you don't leave anything to chance there at the end of the game. And so, again, that's something I got to be better at.
Is that one of the things where if it's a veteran back, you just trust they understand?
No, you got to communicate that. There's a minute 55 on the clock or minute 57. They have a timeout. I don't expect our guys to do math in the huddle. And so they need to focus on executing the play. Now, the things Chase focuses on are ball security, staying in bounds. Those are the things that we know that we got to do a great job of. And but in terms of when to go down with that much time, and timeouts showing on the clock, I do not expect our players to control that.
Sam Hubbard end up in the offensive game plan?
It's been a long working process. Over years, he's asked to be involved in that and thought that he could do it. He did it in 2018. There's tape. I remember watching Chargers tape of him playing fullback and bringing that physicality there. And so, again, we're open to using our guys however we think will benefit us. And so he got out there for a snap.
The play wasn't pretty, but he did his job?
He did his job. Yeah, he did his job. I think that was get the first play under his belt was kind of his mindset. He was on the backside of the run, so just hold down the fort. No false starts, and did a good job, and we'll see if we build on it from there.
Joe said that Yoshivash just really has a really nice knack for those off-script plays.
Yeah.
And has noticed that for a long time. How much is that a part of why you guys have wanted him to be in there in bigger moments? The red zone package, and the role he's grown this year. How much is that specifically a part of why you want him?
Well, scramble, not so much. I mean, that's not really why we give a guy playing time, is because of scramble opportunities, but it is a great awareness level. It's a conditioning level for him, too. He's a guy does a great, obviously, being the heptathlete that he was. I hope I didn't mess that up, but, he's got great endurance, and that's difficult. So in those plays where he's got essentially a low percentage chance of getting the ball in the normal part of the progression, it's a clear out route. Then to realize now I'm in the play and get back in phase and have the awareness to toe tap and keep it in. That's high level of awareness, which he has shown us, over the last year and a half. And you've seen some big plays he's made. There's been some 1 to 2 catch performances he's had, but those 1 to 2 catches have been instrumental in us, scoring and winning games. And so, again, a guy that just continues to get better and better with every week that passes.
He said, out of no one wants to fumble, right? But you guys have had a bunch of them this year after last year only having
Yeah.
lost 2. Or is that something that you feel like you need to address at this point?
And we address it. I mean, it's something that gets addressed, and we present on it of course, nobody goes in intending to fumble. Our backs have really done a good job, with the exception of the 2 times we had yesterday. Again, you just got to look at the last game and say it wasn't good enough, and make sure it continues to be a point of emphasis. But it's hard to talk about it more than we do. Our guys know possessing the ball is critical, especially in a road divisional game coming up. This will be a big part of that game, is the ball security and winning the turnover battle. And so, again, we'll continue to highlight it, make it a point of emphasis again.
Is Burrow's his touchdown run last night, the best you've seen him run since his knee injury, and what was your reaction to the play?
You know, you got to put them in different categories. Straight line, yeah, probably the best one. Showed good speed and ability to pull away and give us a big spark there on a 3rd and long situation. That was great coverage recognition by him and front recognition. If he had done it any later, probably a quarter second later, they were going to get him on the loop, with the D tackle. So there would have been somebody there in that gap. It's hard not to think about some of the opportunities he's made in the pocket, where he's pulled away from people in extended plays against Kansas City in the championship game one year. And so there's kind of 2 forms of him using his legs that I'd put him in different categories. Straight line, that's the number 1. Yeah, straight line speed, that's the number 1 I've seen from him.
You guys hammer home the point of not reaching at the goal line. Is diving for the pylon a different category?
Yeah, well, we just keep that in house. But those we never want to lose a ball in a touchback. That's a critical part, and our players are aware of that. Okay, thank you.
Dave Lapham here, and every day I am grateful for my experience to have played professional football. As a player, I realized self-motivation, leadership, and appreciating your teammates are key. At First Star Logistics, you can use those same attributes to create the life you want for you and your family. Build your future by working hard like I did. You'll see results both on and off the field. Call First Star Logistics today and be part of our winning team.
Opportunity knocking.